Hey, this is Chris Park from Arkin Games. I figured I would do a real quick demo of some of the new GUI stuff that is in progress. Um, some of this stuff people have already seen with the ability to like change their profile. Actually, that I haven't done yet. But um, um, anyway, so and you're able to select multiple colors for your arc now, and um, you know, there's a variety of new things, some of which have not for just your arc, multiple colors for your team in general. I'm not being very articulate, but hopefully you can get an idea of what's going on. Um, so there's a lot of things that are new, a lot of things that are incomplete thus far, but really excited with how this is coming along. You'll see that there's some elements here that are back behind that are part of the old GUI. You'll notice that the galaxy map hasn't been updated at all yet, and we still have the old style tooltips over there. And there's other things that are, not in place yet. The chat is still coming soon. The ping thing is still coming soon. The center of the camera is still coming soon. But you've got a cool thing with the timer, which you can um, open that up. Um, she talks too frequently right now. Um, but you've got the warning up here now, and you can basically we've been working on making it so that mouse players can just click stuff and not have to mess with the keyboard much at all. Ideally, if you don't have to touch the keyboard one bit, that's the best. We've got this here with the save and all that sort of stuff. This is pretty much the same way that it used to be. The selected units, oops, guess you do have to hit escape right now to get rid of that. Um, selected units are still showing up here. They will show down here, like the control groups will. And you've got, speed up and slow down time things there. Got a whole new bar up here on the top. This bar is complete. You'll notice it's way less wide than the old one was. You can see, stuff about metal, what your fuel is, your warheads, science, hacking, threat, AI progress. You'll notice that attack is not on there. There's been a discussion about that, and we decided not to include it. You'll also notice that power is not up there because power is not a global thing. Power is per planet. You also notice the planet name's not up there, nor is the time. The time moved down here. Planet name moved over here along with the little uh, power indicator for that particular planet. Galaxy map, you can toggle between here, and there will be a little mini map of the neighborhood of the galaxy that you'll see there. When you have shift selected, then you've got things like attack move mode, which is not implemented yet, group move mode, not implemented yet, pursuit mode, which is basically free roaming defender mode, FRD mode from the first game. That has been implemented for a while. You've got scrap, which has an actual button as well as the hitting delete. And it's like, kill him, sure, or no. And little gravity meter doesn't work yet, but that basically is a new mechanic that's pretty central to the game, where you're able to see, and by the way, it's ugly right now. A lot of this is not pretty yet. This is a matter of getting things organized, which is thanks to Eric Edwards, who has come in and really improved things a lot. The Normally you would be seeing a two-tone thing on the sidebar there. Kind kind of along these lines here, but this is an old save game, and so it's just using black for the borders, and then it has the single color for the main ship icon. We will be adding some interior details to those anyway, so they look a little bit better just with some beveling or something. So you got the ships tab, which show your ships and enemy ships, and construction tab I haven't done yet. Objectives tab, that'll be after the first release of the GUI. The warheads you can deploy from here now. For one thing, it explains what your warheads are in general, and then it explains what each type of warhead what it does. The description text I see is a slightly off there. So one more thing to fix, million little things to fix. The science now and hacking actually. You can hack stuff if you've got a hacker selected. Actually, just if you're at the planet. If I go to a different planet, then you can see what things there are that you can hack, what it is, how many hacking points it costs. You can see up here how many hacking points you have at the moment. Nothing to hack. Well, probably there's something to hack there, but I can't tell what because I don't have vision at that planet, which incidentally says no vision here when you are on the ships tab, which would be your normal tab to be viewing. And here we've got some enemy ships that are from the Hunter fleet, so they've got a different color. Nothing to hack there. Cracked nuclear missile silo there. Crack EMP silo. So there's some various ones that you can go from. One of the things that Eric has been big on is that he wants us to be able to shift between the individual worlds without just clicking here without switching back in here, which now that the sidebar is like this, holy cow, do I agree with that. Also interestingly noting that the background keeps shifting as I am clicking through these periodically. That's changing, which is not supposed to happen. So that's kind of weird. Yet another little minor cosmetic bug in that case. For the text, now you can see the individual texts and what their cost is all lined up like this. We only have 3 categories at the moment: fleet ships, starships, defenses. That's it. It tells you how many are in each one. And it's color coding the individual, the science here, not by whether or not you can do it or not, because I've got 5,500, so I can technically afford any of these, but by what mark level it will take you to. So if I do this, it'll unlock Mark 4 sniper turret. Actually, I haven't tested this yet. Let's see if it works. It did! Hooray! So now there's no sniper turrets at all anymore on there because I've upgraded those all the way. I can't click to the construction one yet because it's not there, but flak turret, now that's Mark II, flak turret, now that's Mark III, now that's Mark IV, and I actually can't afford that now because it's above the science that I have left. So you can see that it's really collapsed down the number of options it looks like you have. Like there's not a bunch of things that are grayed out constantly all over the place. It just shows you what's relevant. Eric has done a really good job of making this way more usable. I think you'll be pleased with the construction side when you see that. All those little things down here are gone. Sometimes this tooltip hangs around for too long. I'm not sure what's up with that. At any rate, There's more things in progress. I'm going to be cleaning up tiny little things for weeks, I'm sure. But um, main thing is it'll be a whole lot more intuitive and a lot more playable. From there, Warheads, no silo, so I have to go to one where there's a silo and I have to select it. And then you can see what these are. You can just deploy them straight from here. And hello, mouse wheel. Come on now. My mouse wheel is, what's the deal? Interesting. So my mouse position was actually getting locked in a bad, oh, I see what's going on. Okay, yeah. It's nice because sometimes this has to scroll. So I'm using my mouse wheel right now and it won't go in and out. But when I'm over here, it will, like normal. So at any rate, I just spawned some of these things and it's got a variety. Yeah, and there went the nuke, which, woo, everything's gone except the arc and um, these two things. So, um, anyway, there's a lot that is still to be done that Eric has designed out that I haven't had time to implement yet. The lobby is will go through a really huge overhaul as well, which I'm excited about. And the objectives tab is one of those things that is a really surprisingly useful piece of information. And the ops, and not only is it useful information, but you'll actually be able to kind of set preferences for what you want to, like, go over there and capture that thing. And so when you get there, your ships will automatically fire on that particular planet or that particular objective on the planet, whatever it is. Or you can say, I'm not interested in XYZ and have it not show as much. But yeah, the ops panel, this will be where you'll like request reinforcements of whatever sort or hire mercenaries or that sort of thing too. It's just kind of miscellaneous spawning of stuff and warheads and mercenaries and all that sort of thing fits pretty well into there. And you can see your warheads up here. There will be later on click-in screens up here on the top where you can click and pull up various information about these particular resources, but for now it's just tooltips, which the tooltips will stay later too. But see that ships thing. Why on earth is it doing that? That's a bizarre behavior. I had like double tooltip there, and it gets sticky on those header pieces sometimes. So it's annoying. This is why it's taking one of the reasons why it's taking me a while to make this transition to the new GUI. But the release notes look rather sparse right now. Like, what have we been up to? This is it. But once we get into the general new structure of this, then it's just stamping out bugs and getting blue in here to make it look prettier, especially things like the gravity bar and stuff, and implementing the kind of nice to have pieces like the mini map of the local neighborhood there, um, you know, the single player chat, single and multiplayer chat rather, log of things that happen in single player, and like the AI, saying you're stupid, I just took your thing in single player, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's coming along. There's a lot to do, but I expect the next couple of days to have a version that is rough but releasable, and um, that it'll be a lot more usable than what we currently have. Somebody on the forums or somewhere or other suggested the hacking costs and stuff being really visible on here, and that was such an obvious in some respects thing, but at the same time we hadn't thought of it, and it really makes a really big difference. And I can tell, 20 out of 160. Okay, got it. And then what does download fleet ship design mean? Oh, I can see it's got the tooltip right there. And same sort of deal with the uh, tooltip, the actual names for the hacking things in general. Corrupt fleet ship design, corrupt starship design, download fleet ship design. That sort of thing. Makes it a lot more specific, so you're not having to go into tooltips. You're not having to go into submenu after submenu to find things like you were recently. And yeah, so we got a ways to go, but I'm really pleased with how it's coming out, and hopefully this will be kind of the new one of those things that really sets the sequel apart from the first game. So we're really indebted to Eric Edwards for this, because neither Keith nor I would have thought of most of this stuff. Frankly, much of any of this stuff. A lot of it is too much of a pain in the rear for me to personally have wanted to do, but uh, it's one of those things where you have a designer who comes in and doesn't think in terms of pain for the engineers, and then the engineers are like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that actually is the way to do it." When we were designing around what was painful, that wasn't really a good thing. So, all right, thanks for watching.